Hello and welcome to another EPC Teardown Guide. Today we're taking a look at the Lenovo Thinkbook 14 G6. With an AMD Ryzen 7K processor, this laptop can handle all of your daily needs alongside dual SSD slots that can handle a lot of your locally saved data. Now, let's get into it. You'll notice that there are 5 screws here. These are unremovable, and then there are 4 screws on these sides that can be removed. To remove the bottom panel, you'll need to remove these 4 screws and loosen these 5 here. After removing the screws, you can take a flathead screwdriver and pry it kind of into this little corner here. You should be able to remove the back cover relatively easily. And with that, the bottom panel is removed. Next up, we're going to take a look at removing the battery and the audio. These here are your speakers. To remove these, you can just kind of lift them up from their little place here, and the tape here. You can use your fingers or a flathead. A flathead probably would be easier. And then then you'll see a little cable here. Disconnect it, and there's your speakers. After that, we can safely remove the battery without the cord hanging around it. For the battery, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws to remove. And then you'll have this little cable here. We will remove that, and then there's your battery. After that, we'll take a look at our 2 drive slots. You'll have 1 drive slot here to house 1 SSD and another here next to the CPU fan, both using a screw here. If you need to remove your drive here, you can just take this off here. And then you can slide it out from that corner. For the other one, same thing. After that, we'll take a look at our RAM slots, and you'll see I have two sticks of RAM in here. Very simple. Kind of move these corners a little to the side, and then you can easily pop the RAM out. Next up, we have our CMOS battery, good old-fashioned coin battery. For this, you can use a flathead to kind of pry it under here, and it pops right out. After this, we will take a look at this cable here to remove it, to help remove our CPU fan. Unthread it away from the fan, and then for the CPU fan, you'll have these 3 screws here, and then these 3 on the fan. We'll start with removing the fan first, since I find it to be easier to remove the heatsink afterwards. And then you'll have this little connector here. It can be a bit hard with the tight spacing. Maybe slide something thin in between and your thumbnail. And then you can slide out that connector and remove the fan. After that, we can remove our heatsink, and you'll have these 3 screws here. And that is our CPU fan and heatsink. After that, we'll remove our Wi-Fi card, which is this little thing here. You want to unscrew the screw there that's holding it down, and you'll see these 2 antennas. You want to slightly pick them up. These are very easy to damage, so be careful when removing them and putting them back on as well, especially putting them back on. And then you can see these little bits here where they're being held together, and just kind of guide it away. And then we'll see that cable we had to unthread when we were removing the fan. And that is your Wi-Fi card. After that, we will look at removing the display unit. The display unit has these two brackets here, and each have some pieces that may connect to other parts, such as the ribbon cable we removed and the antennas for the Wi-Fi card. Then we'll have our display here. And then you'll have 3 screws on one bracket. And then you'll have 3 screws on the other bracket. And then just lift it up. Voila, slides right off. After that, we will take a look at our daughter board, which is this secondary board here. The daughter board has this giant blue I/O cable. We want to remove that. Want to remove that cable there. Then you'll see another one, much smaller blue I/O cable that we can just remove from its position. Then you'll have 3 screws to remove. There's our lovely little daughter board. After that, we'll remove the system board itself. You'll have a few ribbon cables keeping it down. Be very careful when removing ribbon cables as usual. These things can break very easily. Then you will have 2 screws here, one that's kind of acting as an I/O shield for some ports on the left side of the laptop, and a nice sticker that also behind it is a screw. There's a screw under this little Lenovo sticker here. I would recommend. You can usually just puncture it with a drill or a screwdriver and remove the screw easily. I'll have the other screw. Carefully slide it out. Some tape. There is our system board. And that's how you tear down a Lenovo Thinkbook 14 G6.
Don't feel like doing a teardown yourself? Have not just one, but hundreds of devices taking up space? EPC is a global leader in the ITAD field, and it's our goal to reduce e-waste and give devices a second chance. Reach out to us today to learn more.